Hello, third graders. Here we go on our last unit test of third grade. Well, at least in the book. We still have a few more tests to go, but this is the last practice test before you do the final. So let's go through these answers to see how you did. Remember, these are typical problems. You'll have the exact same kind of problem per number. Number one will be the same kind of problem on number one on the test, just different numbers or different shapes. So keep that in mind. Okay, we are on Think Central, number one. I'm going to try to do some thinking out loud. Hopefully you're doing this kind of thinking in your own head. All right, it says drag and drop each shape into every box that describes the shape. Okay, so all the sides the same length. Well, let's start with those. 4 right angles, it also has that. A parallelogram also has that, and it is also a quadrilateral. And imagine we could probably do all of these shapes because they all have 4 sides. 2, 3, 4. Okay, a parallelogram. Parallelogram would be this one and this one. What about this one? Does this have 2 sets of parallel sides? It does. 4 right angles. There's only one that's got 4 right angles. Quadrilateral, parallelogram, 4 right angles, all sides the same length. I think we still need this one. All right, let's check our answer. Woohoo! All right, hopefully you did as well. Number 2. All right, it says select the 2 different parallelograms that are not squares or rhombuses. Not squares or rhombuses. All right, so looking at C, C is a square because it's a 2 by 2. B is a 4 by 3, so that's a rectangle and a parallelogram because it has 2 sets of opposite sides. And looking at A, it has height and length, but it's a little square that's kind of turned to the side, so that one doesn't have equal sides either. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 on its height, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on its length. So those are definitely not equal sides. How do you decide which figures to select? One figure is a rectangle. Its opposite sides are perpendicular, parallel, but all sides are not the same. Length, so it is a parallelogram but not a rhombus or a square. The other figure is a parallelogram where the adjacent sides are different lengths. Remember, adjacent means next to. All right, let's check this one. Uh-oh. At least one of the shapes you selected was a square. Huh. Am I, oh, was it, maybe I'm supposed to select them. I forgot to do that. My bad. Now let's try it. See, you have to make sure you click everything. Hello again. Number 3. Determine whether each name describes the figure. Select yes or no. So looking at this diamond or rhombus or yellow rhombus. Okay, is it a quadrilateral? 4 sides? Yes. Is it a rectangle? No. There are no boxes in the sides and it's not a right angle. Parallelogram, rhombus, but not a square. Let's check. Okay, we're doing awesome. Okay, number 4. Emma is in a swimming pool. Choose the more reasonable estimate of the liquid volume of the pool. We've got 5,000 gallons of water or 5,000 quarts of water. Well, 5,000 quarts of water would be a little more than 1,000 gallons because there's 4 quarts in 1 gallon. So I'm thinking that's a pretty small pool. So we want the big pool. Of course, we want the big pool. Do they want the big pool? They do. Number 5. Matt's beach bucket contains 380 grams of sand. He adds 170 grams of sand into the bucket. How many grams of sand are in the bucket now? There are now blank grams. So I know it's grams. 380 plus 170 is 550. Well, let's hope I did that in my head right. I could probably use this piece of scratch paper. Phew! Number 6. Drag and drop each object into the correct box to show the correct unit to measure the mass of the object. So we either have a gram, which is about the size of a pencil top eraser, or a kilogram, which would be 1,000 of those. All right. I think I need to move that so I can see what I'm doing. All right, watermelon, kilograms. How about that? Yeah, a kilogram is about 2.6 pounds. So a chimpanzee, let's say he's bigger than 2.5 pounds. A stamp is a gram. A loaf of bread. If you look on your loaf package, your bread package, it'll say like 696 grams, something like that. A comb, I'd say grams. A tiger, kilograms. Let's see how we did. Phew. I don't know why I'm so relieved to do a good job on these third grade things. All right, select the best estimate of the liquid volume of each object. Laundry detergent. 3 liters, 250 milliliters, 100 liters. Well, if 1 liter is like my water bottle, my purple water bottle that always sits on my desk, because that's my comparison I like to keep in my head, I'd say that's probably 3 of those. I don't even know what that's a picture of. Looks like a snow globe. We'll try milliliters because it's smaller. And a pool. 3 water bottles, 100 water bottles, or 250 milliliters, which would be 1/4 of my water bottle, because milliliters, there's 1,000 milliliters in 1 liter. So those are small, so we don't want that. Let's go for the big one. Woohoo! Number 8. Billy needs 200 milliliters of lemonade to fill a small jar. How many milliliters of lemonade does he need? I need to do 200 times 4, which equals 800. Let's check our answer. That is correct. Move on to the next one. Okay, number 9. Select the quadrilateral that is both a square and a rhombus. Then answer the following. B has to be the only square of these, because that's the only one that looks like a square. Equal sides, right angles on the sides. Is every rhombus a square? No. A rhombus is only a square if it has 4 sides of equal length, 4 right angles, or 2 pairs. It has to have 4 right angles to be a square. So I have to read that right. A rhombus is only a square if it has 4 right angles. So it can only be a square if it's 4 right angles. Let's try that. Very good. My dog is making comments. Mia uses 50 liters of water for her garden. That is 11 more liters than Rob. How many liters of water does Rob use? So 50 liters. If Mia uses 50, and that is 11 more than Rob, then we've got to do subtract. So 50 minus 11 equals 39. Okay, we are more than halfway done. Hang in there. Number 11. Rainy uses a container that can hold 2 liters of water to fill a fish tank. The fish tank can hold 6 liters of water. How many times must she fill the container to fill the fish tank? So if it holds 6, then I can go 2, 4, 6. So I have to, if that's how many times, I need to fill it 3 times. Sam uses 66 grams of chopped onions in his sauce. There are 8 grams of onions left. How many grams did he start with? I would have put all the onions in, just saying. But 66 grams minus 8 would be 58 grams of onions. Check her. Oop. Oh, my bad. Okay, I hope you'll forgive me if I'm starting in the wrong spot, but I think this is it. If Rainy uses a container that can hold 2 liters of water to fill a fish tank, the fish tank can hold 6 liters, so it takes, Rainy must fill the container 3 times, because 3 times 2 will equal 6. And that'll be the next one. Sam uses chopped onions, 66 plus 8 equals 74. Number 13, 20 divided by 5, because we have 20 grams of firewood into 5 bundles, so this would be 4 kilograms. All right, this one was a little tricky. It is Chesita and Anaya both disagree on what this shape is. Is it a square or is it a rectangle? And if you think about it, they are both correct. The shape has 4 sides and 4 right angles, so it is a rectangle. All 4 sides are the same length, so it is a square. All squares are rectangles, but not all rectangles are squares. Okay, now this one, I'm not sure why it's in here, because that is 6 times 24. 6 times 24 is 144. I don't know why I can't get that out, but anyway, it is 144 grams. Okay, next one, 17, 16. Jamie has 3 dogs. The dogs have masses of 7 kilograms, 6, and 5. What is the total mass of 3 dogs? 7 plus 6 is 13. 13 plus 5 is 18. So 18 kilograms. Number 17. If each bag contains 165 grams of apple chips, how many grams of apple chips are in 5 bags? There are, so we need to take 165 divided by 5 equals, excuse me, I didn't read that right. It is 165 times 5. I hope you have your scratch paper. If I were doing this in my head, I would do 5 times 100, which will be 500. 5 times 60 would be 300. So 500 plus 300 would be 800, and 5 times 5 is 25. So the answer is 825. And the last one. Got to hurry. Select all the figures that are quadrilaterals. 4-shaped, triangle, pentagon, quadrilateral, quadrilateral. And we're done.